The internet will tell you that we as humans only use a certain amount of our brain power to complete our daily tasks. It also tells us that if we could direct more power to our brain, we could possibly achieve more. Burgess tells us that around 65% of Americans actually believe that we as humans only use 10% of our brain's full capacity. Well, this is a myth. Studies have been shown and have proven that much of the brain is at full capacity when a person is resting or even reading. Humans use their full brain capacity on a daily basis. In a 1-minute clip, the YouTube video creator Seeker confirms the research that I found out about brain activity earlier.
Anthony here for D-News, and according to a brain health survey from the Michael J. Fox Foundation, 65% of Americans think that we only use 10% of our brains on a daily basis. It's definitely something I've heard in my life over and over again. Wait a minute, were those people insulting me? Here's the deal, that is false. It is crazy false. There is not a part of your brain that you do not use. There is no dormant part with psychic abilities or the potential to instantly memorize anything you see hidden behind some cranial roadblock up there. The human brain is an incredibly complex organ, and all its little bits are highly specialized, some of them in ways that we are just beginning to understand. The myth probably started through a misquote of the findings of a study done in the 1890s by William James and Boris Sidis, where they attempted to raise a child prodigy in a way that would actually accelerate his intelligence. After raising the kid to an IQ of 250, James said, people only meet a fraction of their full mental potential. He just meant we don't challenge ourselves enough mentally.
A regular day for a human might consist of them going to work, eating, or working out, or even hanging out with one's friends after the day is over. Whatever the person is doing, his or her brain is still going to be at almost full capacity. Randall tells us in the article titled Brain Power that essentially our brain works like a computer. Just like a computer, the signals and processes in the brain are carried out within the brain electrically. However, there are chemical components, such as when nerve cells send out certain substances, but these chemicals are quickly converted back into electrical signals. As humans study one another, the question arises as to how much of our daily energy is taken up by our brain. A lot of scientists and neurologists alike have asked this question, and a lot of other scientists have taken up the mantle to complete these experiments. Studies have shown that the human brain demands more than twice as many calories as the chimpanzee brain, and at least 3 to 5 times more than that of mice, rodents, or rabbits. All animals in the world use their brain to go about their daily tasks. Some animals, like rodents, however, tend to use less brain power because of their small stature. A human, on the other hand, has the capability to think for oneself and the ability to grasp concepts of reality that an animal would never be able to understand. Video games are also a big part of some people's daily lives. It has been said that certain kinds of video games can actually increase the brain's ability to be more agile and also overall improve thinking. For the experiment in this article, 72 volunteers' cognitive flexibility was measured by scientists. The volunteers were split up into 2 separate groups and were given 2 different video games to play. One group was given a military strategy game to play, while the other group was given a life simulation to play. While they played the games, the volunteers were also given multiple psychological tasks to complete before and after they play their games. The science teacher tells us that the people who played the war games were faster and better at performing the tasks than those that played the life simulation game. The human brain only takes up around 3% of our weight, but uses almost double the amount of energy. Alger says to us, like gas-guzzling cars, brains use much more energy than their size alone would seem to justify. However, unlike a car, our brain can use the energy more efficiently. As it is shown, the brain of a human uses more power than one originally may think. Because of our innate ability to think for ourselves and have a conscience, our brain tends to use a lot more power than a normal animal would need to use. Resting or working, the brain of a human is constantly using energy from the body and never shuts off. The human brain is always at full potential, and it will continue to amaze scientists for years to come.